So welcome back to Wryne Plays. Today's special item is the Yukon 5 Power Armor paint set from one of the previous scoreboards. The free item is a scout banner. The watchtower is still on sale, and the Mothman event is still going on. We're gonna go see what we can do. Get some stuff done as fast as possible. Let's be honest. That's the way this works. My whole goal with this series is to go through, do the dailies, show you where they're at as fast as possible. Get the video out there so you can decide what you want to do, how you want to handle things. I love that shot. That is like one of my favorite shots of that town. You see the little super mutants out running around acting stupid. But yeah, I mean, my only problem is that this is either going to load quick and everything's going to go fine, or it's going to load slow and everything's going to make me wonder if I've somehow breached the wall of reality. And well, you understand. I mean, the whole game is just it's hit or miss anymore as to whether or not it's going to load in properly. I'm trying really hard not to be a dork about it, but in all honesty, I can't help it. I am a dork, and that's just the way I am. But that's social.
The formal gardens have always been the pride of the White Spring.
Okay, we can do that, that. Let's see. I can do that right here. I can do that right here. I can do that right here. Alright, let's go see what we can do in here.
If you hang around those
stuff requires me to be in here, though. Problem with this game is there's a certain level of instability when you fast travel or enter buildings, and I'm not exactly 100% sure why that is, because buildings should be the most stable area in the game, in theory.
Today's
theory was
security
used there.
status is red.
In fast travel, I understand why it would be unstable to a certain degree, but at the same time, it should be incredibly stable.
Ahoy
Ahoy there, dude.
Welcome to Captain Kids.
Take those. No other weird teddy bear-like objects? No. What a shame. Alright. Grab that.
Please refrain from theft, looting,
I'm
assault,
refraining from
murder, or trampling the flowers. What can the captain get ye?
Yes, I'm actively looking at the shelves and clicking on them. Because in some occasions, certain items have been in the past very much available for you to take out of said shelves. Now then, what else is there? Oh yeah, Nuka-Cola.
Guest security is our priority.
Alright. Don't remember if she has a bear or not, but she on occasion does keep some items in her inventory that have been useful to know about. Mainly burnt books and that kind of stuff, but you never know. You wind up finding something. I mean, it is
Please do not interfere with resort security patrols.
Food, Nuka-Cola, I need 5 bottles. Make that 3, 5 bottles of what I need to find. Okay, there that goes. Cork. Bulk. Cork. Okay, that's done. And equinox goes off in like 45 minutes. So I might have to redo the equinox event thing. Yeah, I'll do that now just to be on the safe side, because that way I can take the extra time to find what I need. That's easy. And it's a better one anyway. Alright, so go upstairs, grab a couple more Nuka-Colas. Double check some chairs down here, make sure there's not a teddy bear sitting in
We
one.
aim to provide a safe, clean environment for all our guests.
Sir?
Oh, hello. Grab that. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to knock that over. Table knife. Oh, buff out. Alright, one more try. Okay, I think I've got that. I'm good. Thank you. So one of the things I'm always impressed by with Bethesda's engine is the way the light plays down through trees and objects. I mean, it's easy to screw that part up in a game. Hell, Bethesda's done it repeatedly. Like in Skyrim, for instance, there was a time when
There's
the
a fine
sun...
gentleman from Pittsburgh who has taken up residence here. Or he would be if he didn't get engine grease all over my car.
You might not need it, but I guarantee somebody else does. If you got
How are you?
burning a hole in your pocket, why not help
Well, ain't no speak ruthless they are with.
There's a lot of supplies here that look ripe for the picking.
Well, I don't know. Well, they must have thought. I don't know where. You best what? Everyone.
I'm afraid we don't have beds to spare for those who are...
Oh, I'm right. Well. Well, I was, but one peep out of me.
I wonder if they have any gems laying around here.
You're already here.
Alright.
You might as well invest in the future.
The work I do is extremely rewarding, but boy, is it tiring.
There's times you gotta
Boy,
accept the
is it
cards you were dealt
Donations?
and
Drop off
learn
your
to make the best
donations
of it.
over here.
Nothing cleans the gears like an ice-cold Nuka-Cola.
Need any
help carrying all those stamps?
Refuge and give comfort to your fellow person. You might not need it, but I guarantee somebody else
Fruity?
does.
Try Nuka Sherry, Grape, or Orange.
I have 40
You're very
stamps.
jumpy, aren't
You
you?
got some spare supplies burning a
perhaps
hole in your
it's
pocket.
nerves.
Why not help us help others?
It's nothing that's,
You're already here. You might as well invest in the future.
Uh-huh.
The world runs on
Donations?
caps.
Drop off your donations
You
over
do
here.
well to remember that.
I do think
Help
it's funny
support
that
the
the world runs on
responders. Build up the
caps,
refuge and give
but
comfort
you're
to
selling
your
me
fellow
stuff for
person.
stamps. I think they might have just screwed up their dialogue.
I love Esme's
An
cooking.
abundance
You
of
might not
trinkets
be
for
so
sale,
somebody
available
else
for
does.
your perusal. Well, maybe not an abundance.
If you got some spare supplies burning a hole in your pocket, why not help us help others?
Why don't I do
There
that?
are far worse places to set up shop than the White.
If you ever
You're
find
already
yourself in a
here.
bind,
You might
you
as
can
well
always
invest in the
call on
future.
us.
Donations? Drop off your donations over here.
Somebody,
Need anything?
Tiff. Yeah, I need need something, but you ain't
I
got
think
it,
we can make
so-
this place home for a lot of people. Yourself included.
Yeah, that would be cool if
love
they
to go
actually gave
back
you an
home
apartment here instead of having to build a house.
I don't think there will
Yeah,
be
an
a home
apartment
left
that
to
you
go.
can
Help
decorate.
support the responders. Build up the refuge and give
Not
comfort
like
to your
Liam.
fellow person.
I heard there's a chess set around here if you ever want to play.
Can't believe we've got a vertibird.
You might not need it, but I
That's a step
guarantee
up in the
somebody
world if
else
I've ever
does.
seen one.
Yeah, I gotta remember to loot these guys before I take pictures of them. Otherwise, you just get this weird yellow glow from, like, you know, the non-looted state. And I've obviously forgotten to do it a couple times, but funny thing is that glowing thing, if the thing's underwater, like with the arm there, it actually looks more defined and better than in the non-glowing state. So, choices. Go down here and get myself a teddy bear. If I remember right, there's one right down here. He should be up on the second floor of this building right here. Yep, there he is. Hello, Ted. Now then, need to go kill some Scorch and some mole miners. Let's deal with mole miners first. Scorched are easy. They're all over the damn place. Mole miners are all over the ash. Pretty much. But yeah, they want you to kill them with a heavy weapon, which is fine, because I should have one of those. Right there. Of course, it'd be nice if somebody didn't already go through and kill all the mole miners. Alright, let's go take a look. Feel like I'm going to hunt things that are already dead. Yeah, I need to find a different location. Okay. Well. Blackwater mine. Oh, man. I don't know. So today's been a busy day. Been to a lawyer's office. Looked into all the information that I needed to know about. Good news, bad news kind of things. No, not the kind of stuff you really want to think too much about. But stuff that you need to think about when you don't want to think about it. So I think that's the way it always works out, isn't it? I don't want to do this, therefore. I'm so glad that you're dead and I have to go inside there now. Man, they're all dead.
Greetings. Detection error. System is currently offline. Authorizing.
Sometimes life gets away from you and you have to do things you don't want to do. That's kind of where I'm at. Kind of in that situation where life is further out of whack than I want it to be. You just gotta do what you gotta do and live with consequences. Kind of where I'm at. Even if it's something you don't want to do, sometimes you ain't got a choice. Sometimes people just don't give you choices. Sometimes there is no good choice in a bad situation. There's not always a good way to resolve everything. Hate that fact. But you do what you gotta do and move on. That's kind of where I'm at. Wish it wasn't, but I am. It's kind of the way the world works sometimes. But if you're lucky, you come out the other side, you get to make better choices. You get to be comfortable. You get to take things and make your life better in ways you had never thought of. For me, not so much. But other times, not so much. Go ahead and sell this stuff off. Over here. Use that.
May I be of assistance?
See, how many do I need? 6. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed it or not, but At this event, there aren't as many people AFKing as there are at others. I think that mainly has to do with the fact that there's not as many places to do it. If that makes any sense. Like, there's just not as many places that are quote-unquote safe to sit your character up and have them AFK for the entire event, where the cultists really aren't going to find you, kind of deal. But I mean, I'm sure there are some spots, but it just seems to me that there are fewer and farther between than the others are. So left. Two left. Should be able to get that here without too much of a hassle. I always forget about the Mothman Priest being running around when the Mothman Equinox is going on. But it is nice to get one every once in a while just to get the extra crap. And I don't really mind killing things with heavy weapons on most of my characters. They're almost all outfitted. Not an issue usually. So. I have noticed that they have shortened the range on the loot all command. It seems like, to me at least, that they have. Let me know if you guys think the same thing. Because it seems like the loot all just doesn't have as much area that it covers anymore. This would be an interesting spot to build in. I wonder, what's up here? Whole lot of nothing. Some lead. Looks like maybe, no. Maybe coal? Coal? No. Just rocks. But yeah, up here might be an interesting spot to build in. But I think down there would give you some really cool looking views that people aren't used to seeing. Might have to keep that one as a spot to build at in a later date. Let's go ahead and go kill some Scorched. Which them I don't need this gun for. I can use this one here. Yeah, I'll use the knockouts. There we go. Where to? Scorched. We'll go to Wavy Willards. Wavy Willards is a nice place. People are running around killing everything because they're looking for those stupid priests. Problem is, the priests really don't give you much. I mean, not really. Not in the way of making it worth your time to do it. I mean, they can give you some things that are pretty cool, but it's few and far between. So I should have 3 up here at the front door.
That's it!
didn't even break a sweat.
You didn't kill him. I did. That's 4, so that makes 6. I like Wavy Village. Wavy Village is one of my favorite spots to come to. It's just, it's a cool location. It looks interesting. Problem is, people do stuff like this where they come in, they find what they want, and they kill off everything in the area, but they don't actually kill off everything in the area, so the area doesn't want to respawn properly. Because, you know, if you leave 1 or 2 things floating around here that's supposed to be dead, then it doesn't respawn for the next guy coming in. He's coming in cleaning up your bullshit that you decided to leave behind, which is usually just, you know, 1 or 2 of these little boob morons and getting the full run through. So do yourself a favor, clean up everything, because at least by cleaning it, you get the extra XP for it. Characters go up a little faster, weapons get a little better, kill people a little quicker. Nah, not really. Once you hit level 50, you're pretty much done. The only thing you got then is just maybe finding gear that fits the build that you want, maybe getting your cards leveled up the way that you want them to be. There's nothing really big, though. I mean, not in the grand scheme of things, as they say, but yeah. Grab what you can when you can. Let's see where to. Equinox event is not going off right now. I could go kill some Lost, but that means, well, yeah, I can probably do that. Let's just go to the trading post. Even if it's only like 2 or 3. This character's got areas he hasn't been to yet, so he can actually unlock things that are should spawn. I mean, it's kind of iffy. Hey, buddy.
Cloudy still? I do miss having a stroll under a starlit sky.
Alright. I just wish they would fix the audio files in this particular area. Because these guys, even though they're dead, they're still talking to me for a while afterwards. And you know, that's all well and good in a horror game. But I guess this is their attempt at trying to make this into a horror game. But, yeah, it ain't a horror game, I hate to tell you. It's just horribly bad coding, is what it is. But that's a me thing and not a you thing. And Well, that worked out well, I guess. Guess the one guy came through and cleaned this all out. Oh boy. Alright. Guess that's gonna be it for today. I'll just hop back up here to my... You know what? Yeah, this is gonna be it for the day. As always, have a good time. Play this as much as you want. Get as much out of it as you can. Nighttime down here is really, really, really freaking dark. Like, ridiculously dark. So, like I said, have fun. Talk to you later.